Let's begin with the SEBI regulations and provisions relating to valuations under different SEBI regulations. So the bottom line in respect of valuation under the SEBI regulation, number one is that these regulations are applicable only in case of listed companies because SEBI regulates only the listed companies, and that's number one. Number two, as per these regulations, you will notice that the stocks of the companies are classified into two categories. Number one is FTFs, FTS. FTS का मतलब है frequently traded transfer, और ITS, that is infrequently traded shares. So these are the two broad categories under which the SEBI regulations classify different companies' stocks. Now, what is the meaning of frequently traded share? So, frequently traded share का मतलब है, and please remember there can be a question in your exam as to what is a frequently traded share. So, frequently traded share का मतलब ये है कि in last 12 months अगर किसी कंपनी की जो आउटस्टैंडिंग शेयर्स हैं, जो शेयर नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स हैं, अगर उसके 10% of the shares have been traded on a stock exchange, that means this share is considered as a frequently traded share. So 10% जो भी उसके number of shares हैं उसका 10% if it is traded in 12 months, last 12 months, then it is considered to be a frequently traded share. And if this percent is less than 10%, then it is referred as ITS, so that is infrequently traded shares. And why it is important to understand FTS and ITS, and that is because the valuations rules as per the SEBI regulations undergo a change depending on whether it is ITS or whether it is FTS. FTS is frequently traded shares and ITS is infrequently traded shares. Number three, as far as the frequently traded shares are concerned, the SEBI regulations provide formula, and then higher of the same is to be considered for the purpose of valuation. So for the shares which are classified under the group FTS, that is frequently traded shares, the SEBI regulations, all the SEBI regulations give different formulas, and then whichever is the highest of those formula, whichever formula gives the highest value, that value is considered for the purpose of valuation. Now what those formulas are? Those formulas are, number one is volume weighted average market price. Volume weighted average market price. Sometimes it is also referred as volume weighted market price, and please remember both mean the same thing. So whether it is volume weighted average market price or it is just volume weighted market price, both mean the same thing. So SEBI gives a formula for calculating volume weighted average market price for 26 weeks of trading, 52 weeks of trading, and then 60 days of trading. We will understand with the help of sorry we will understand with the help of an example as to how the volume weighted average market price is computed for 26 days, for 52 days, and also for 60 days. Then the SEBI regulations, different regulations of SEBI, talk in terms of weekly average of high and low of 2 weeks. So at some places you will see that it talks about weekly average of high and low of 2 weeks. Some places it talks about 26 weeks, and some places it talks about 52 weeks. So we will also understand with the help of an example as to how to calculate weekly average of high and low of 2 weeks, 26 weeks, and 52 weeks. And please remember, I have seen you can again have a question on this part where they can ask you as to how to calculate the weekly average of high and low of 2 weeks or 26 weeks or 52 weeks, and that is what we will understand in this session today practically. Number 4, In case of ITS, that is infrequently traded shares, valuation methodology is followed with broad guideline given in respective regulations. So, in case of infrequently traded shares, the respective regulations will talk about as to what kind of methodology will need to be followed. And finally, friends, SEBI regulations as of now permit a valuation to be done either category 1 merchant banker or a chartered accountant with 7 years of experience. So when I say category 1 merchant banker, that means a merchant banker who is registered as category 1 merchant banker with SEBI. So as per the current situation, of course, the SEBI progressively is now allowing even the registered valuers, and when I say registered valuers, that means with the ones who are registered with IBBI. So SEBI progressively is also allowing those people to do the valuation. So this, friends, is the base that we need to understand as far as the valuation related provisions under different SEBI regulations are concerned.